You know, I've been a weeb for quite some time now, and I had the opportunity to meet and talk with many other weebs like me. But the big thing I noticed is that unlike, I don't know, K-pop fans for example, weebs are very different from one another and can belong to completely different categories. The closet weeb. It's definitely the category I belong to, or at least the category I used to belong to before I started casually talking about my hentai addiction over the internet. The closet weeb is not necessarily less passionate than any other type of weeb, but they most likely just don't want to end up with a label on their head. I'm a normal human being, guys, I swear! I might cry in front of some Chinese cartoon opening, but I'm just like you guys! Please invite me to the party at Barney's house! But sometimes even being a successful closet weeb doesn't help you getting invited to parties, so maybe the problem comes from somewhere else. Then you got the perfect antagonist to the closet weeb. You guessed it, it's the open weeb. These people are just as passionate about anime, but the difference is they are not afraid to show the depths of their passion anywhere at any time. Give them an opportunity to talk about anime and they will definitely bring the topic on the table. This type of weeb often lives in pack and stick close to each other in order to survive, because an open weeb without a pack can only end up in 3 ways. A. Slowly turn into a closet weeb in order to adapt to their environment. B. Find a single weeb friend with whom they'll be able to expulse their daily weeb energy, kind of like Megumin does with explosions. C. Will probably have a terrible social experience outside, and most of their best friends will be people they met online. Maybe they'll even find a lover on Roblox. I heard that actually happens a lot. Lone weebs are tragic creatures, and that's why I created the Weeb Army. So all of us can get together, make friends, and share our passion. This is where the closet weeb can finally talk about anime, and where the open weebs can find this pack they've been looking for all this time. Now I need to talk to you about a very dangerous subspecies of the open weeb. Something much more frightening. Something that actually deserves its title of antagonist to the closet weeb. Even open weebs are scared of them. I present to you the Cringe Weeblet. It's an extremely terrifying normie mutation that are often created by mistake. I met 3 of them in my lifetime and 2 of them were created by me. I still have nightmares about them and I often cry in the shower thinking about all the cringe they've put me through. I was 16, a closet weeb that just started high school, and I made this normie friend that we're gonna call Sam. Sam was a fun guy and we got along pretty well. We often sat together and happily talked about normie stuff from Game of Thrones to SpongeBob. It was nice. But that was until I surprised him secretly making a very ugly Dragon Ball drawing.
Oh my god.
He still thought Naruto was a cartoon, but I saw potential in him. Maybe I could create my own weeb friend I always wanted. I introduced him to some great anime and he really enjoyed them, so I gave him more while sliding in some trashy ones that I thought were funny once in a while. Sam arrived at the point where he could finish 2 entire anime in a single week. And just like me, he learned how to enjoy greatness as much as trashness. I was proud, I was happy, but that was until this particular morning. I was sitting in math waiting for class to start, then Sam came through the door. He looked at me and he said at a high volume, "Hey senpai! Do you have any more anime with hot little sisters? They're my favorite!" Sam had no social awareness whatsoever. And a very loud voice. He just kept screaming random Japanese words to me, calling me senpai and baka in public. We were sitting next to each other in mass and he would discreetly sing anime openings while looking straight into my eyes, hoping I would sing alongside him. We got publicly scolded by the teacher because of him. I wasn't even doing anything, I wasn't singing, I was just looking back in the abyss of his eyes. Terrified. As a closet weeb, everything I ever worked for was destroyed in a couple of days. We were then labeled together as the weird nerds who wants to fuck their sisters. I tried to explain to him that some stuff could not be said in public, but he wouldn't understand. I couldn't even get angry at him, honestly. It was all my fault. I made him this way. I created a monster. I had no other choice but to slowly distance myself from him. He was too dangerous. I would still occasionally talk to him, but only in very controlled environments. So if one of your recently made friend ever starts acting like this, no matter how good of a person he or she is, always remember, humanity invented flamethrowers for a reason. The Manga Reader. This weeb is barely part of the community, honestly. He probably knows about all the popular anime airing right now, but he ain't watching them. He either already read everything a year ago, or he just caught up with every anime in the span of an hour by reading everything in diagonal at high speed. Manga readers have enough knowledge to keep up with most anime conversations, but you'll soon realize that you're not really talking about the same thing. You understand each other, but not completely. It's kind of like Neanderthal speaking. The Shonen Trash. This weeb is either a young teenager or an adult who can't help looking back on how happy they were when they were younger. They only follow the hyped shonen of the moment, and when there is no hype currently going on, they just go back to their old favorite shows that used to bring them joy. If you're wondering who the hell was watching Dragon Ball Super, it was them. They will most likely follow very cringe Facebook page and will enter Instagram debate about who can beat Goku or not. The MyAnimeList forum elitist. They've been on this website since 2005, they are around 30, and they take a ridiculous amount of pride in their 600 days of anime watch time. If you're into my type of content, you probably won't get along with them, because most of them take themselves way too seriously. I've watched 1,774 anime in my lifetime. I've watched every single DigiBros video. We are intellectuals and only I understand anime. I just know better than you, and my opinion has more value than yours. It's just a matter of number, dedication, and education. It's not your fault. To me, you're just a dumb baby, an insect that I could crush in the palm of my hand. At least that's how they act until they reach their first existential crisis. I've watched about 1,610 anime, but I'm still adding anime to my anime list. At this point, I've realized that the majority of anime I've watched was probably a waste of time. Pretty late to realize that, huh? Sure, watching anime is fun and all, and there are certain things you learn from it. Japanese, history, culture. But it shouldn't get out of hand. I could have invested my time in exercising, learning stuff, school, etc. We did have the whole lockdown thing, so there was a lot of free time, but really try to keep yourself from watching too much anime. I mean, if it's your only hobby, I won't refrain you from watching it. I can't do that either way, lol. But try to set a certain limit for yourself and spend more time doing healthy stuff. It's worth it. If you're a weeaboo, change! Oh god, I hope these people will find salvation. The casual anime enjoyer. This is the kind of weeb who only knows about the popular show but still has decent taste in anime. You will rarely encounter them online, but they might be sitting right next to you when you least expect them. They can look like a subcategory of the closet weeb on the outside, but they're really not. Because these people don't even need to hide the fact they love anime to seem normal. They are normal. It's a type of weeb I really like. They are open-minded people who can enjoy anything as long as it's objectively good. I know it might seem tempting to drag them into the abyss of trash and hentai, but don't. First, because you'll probably discuss them, and second, if you do succeed, you might create an abomination that you regret ever giving birth to. Don't do the same mistake. I love the diversity in our community, and I hope my content can reach every type of weebs out there. So if you see yourself into one of this category and maybe felt personally attacked, don't be like that, man. It's all fun and jokes, friendly rules for the family. Also, if you're looking for a pack of weeb, feel free to join the Weeb Army's Discord and find your pack for life. You can also come talk with me, because I'm live on Twitch right now, like every Saturday after posting this video. Come and say hi. Now you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you lovely weebs next week.